tardes o muy buenas noches para todos. Aquí ya listo una pesca de mar aquí. Vamos por 2 días de pesca. Ya arrancó, ya estamos. Salimos ahorita apenas. Estamos. Me encuentro con ustedes aquí. Estamos ya. Ahí estamos. Todos ustedes aquí, my friend. Look at this guy. See my friend here is Mitchell. What's your name?
Nick.
Nick. I'm Eddie. Whatever you need, just come with me, okay? Yeah. Pueden ver ustedes aquí. Así es como se hace uno de amigos. Aquí estamos.
Yesterday was pretty good for us. We had a stop in the dark. We caught about 40, and then we were lucky enough to get a stop during the daytime, and we caught about another, whatever we needed. We got big ones. What's that? How big were the big ones? Our biggest on the last trip were like 40, 45 pounds. It seems like 35 to 45 pounds is kind of in the stock grade. Like we had a school last week, we were catching 80 pounders. I know the Pacific Queen had a good stop late last night where they were catching 80 to 120s. I think it's all just kind of luck of the draw. Exactly. It's always changing. As far as being rigged up goes, I think 3 rigs should get you through the trip. One being a heavier, jig type of setup for, fishing in the dark. 2, a sinker rig, and then 3 being a fly line type setup. With your flat fall knife jig rod, I would say nothing less than 80 pound, just because you can get away with it, so why not? And I would say between like a 200 and 250 gram jig, because there hasn't been much current, we haven't been drifting too fast, and if they're biting good, if you fish those big 400 gram jigs, you'll just blow right past them. So fish those 200, 250 gram jigs with that. 2 things with that, backtrack. Come up to the surface every time you drop. What that does is it accomplishes 2 things. One, it keeps you straight up and down on your jig. That accomplishes 2 things. By staying straight up and down on your jig, you know right where you're at in relation to the guys around you. Less tangles, more bites, right? And 2, you eliminate having a big belly in your line, allowing the jigs to sink faster and get more bites on the sink. Make sure you come up to the surface every time and then spread out. Use the entire length of the boat. There's no reason to ball up on the back end. Every night I say that, and every night there's 20 guys back there and there's like 2 guys up at the bow, like, man, this is great. No one around. So like I said, spread out, use the whole boat. With the sinker rig, if you're going to fish the sinker rig, fish the sinker rig. If you just send it down 100 feet and wait for one to swim by, might happen, might not. But the way I like to see it fished, send it down about 50, 75 feet, let it out real slow until you get down to about 250, put it in gear, wind it up real slow. And we do get a lot of bites on the wind on that sinker rig if we're long drifts trying to plug them.
What size hook for the sinker rig?
The sinker rig, I would say like a number 1 or 1/0, depending on the maker. And then as far as the weight of the sinker goes, I would say between 4 and 6 ounces, about 3 feet above your hook. And it's important that you rubber band the sinker on and make sure both eyes of the sinker are attached to your main line. That kind of eliminates the helicopter effect, which fishes better and also stays out of tangles. And then with the fly line, I would say 25 or 30 pound, depending on the size of fish we're seeing. If we're seeing 20 pounders, like those 20 to 25 pounders, 25 pound would be fine. If we're seeing those 35 to 45 pounders, maybe step it up to 30. The most important thing with fly lining a bait, be very proactive in changing your bait. Don't waste your time with the bait that's not going to get bit. Go into it with the mindset that you catch your tuna at the hand well, not at the rail. So look at every bait you see. If you don't see a good one, hit the guys up, say, you know what I mean, throw the bad ones out or the shitty ones out, whatever. And hey, can I get a fresh round of baits? And handle them gingerly. Nice soft cast. If they're not swimming in the first 15 seconds, go get a new one. If they do swim in the first 15 seconds, a minute to a minute and a half at the very most. Like I said, don't waste your time with a bait that's not going to get bit. Change them out. Is everyone familiar with drift style fishing? You guys know how that works? wind in your face, you're in the right place. I heard a funny one last trip. Wind at your back, you're smoking crack. One of the guys was saying that. I thought that was pretty funny. I normally say wind at your back, nothing in your sack. Anyways, I'll do my best to let you guys know which side to fish on. I'll either say right hand side or left hand side. Right hand side being the starboard, left hand side being the port. Sometimes I get excited and forget. If that happens, go where everyone else is at. If you find yourself fishing over here all by yourself, it's not because
Lo está diciendo acerca de la pesca.
And then lastly, and most importantly, with the drift fishing, this boat, like most boats in our fleet, it does drift stern first. So what that does is it kind of pushes everyone up towards the bow slowly. So you hear myself and the guys throughout the day saying, guys, slide right, slide left, take a couple steps towards the bow, things of that nature. If you hear us saying slide right or slide left, just take a couple steps. It might not be you that we're worried about, even if your line's right in front of you, but we could be counting on you to lead the pack. What tends to happen is guys ball up at the corner, and those guys can't filter up the side until the guys right about there, like I said, lead the pack, creating room behind them for those guys to filter in. So if you hear us say slide right or slide left, just take a couple steps, because it might not be you, but we're counting on you to make room for the guys behind you. And then lastly, tangles. Tangles are going to happen. It's just a part of it. You know, even when myself and the guys, we go fishing. You know, every year, we go trout fishing or whatever as crew, and I think we all know what we're doing more or less. We tangle each other. The biggest thing is communication and not getting frustrated. You know, because some of us have bad knees, some of us have bad eyes, some of us are more novice than others. I like to bullshit while I'm fishing, so I might not be paying attention. You know, whatever it is, a little bit of communication goes a long way. Because like I said, if I'm a shorter guy trying to get over the top of a taller guy, hey, I'm coming over the top. Taller guy's gonna make it a little bit easier, right? Or, you know, hey, I'm coming underneath. Oh shit, okay, go ahead, brother, go, go, go. You know, things like that. A little bit of communication goes a long way. And then most importantly, try not to get frustrated, because I feel like we left the dock as friends, right? Let's come back to the dock as friends. That's the goal, ultimate goal. And then the last thing I got for you guys, I want everyone to go to bed 100% rigged up tonight before you go to sleep. Just because I think we're showing like 130-ish to the zone, and I want to be ready to capitalize on any opportunity at any point. You know, there's a lot that goes into what we do, between the current and the weather and the fish and the bait. And really the only thing that we have control over is our gear. So it's important that our gear is as good as it can possibly be. With that being said, it's also really unfortunate to lose fish to something that could have been prevented. Maybe like a drag that's a little too tight, a knot that could have been tied a little bit better, things like that. So pretty much as soon as I'm done talking, the crew's back there on the back deck waiting for the doors to open. Take advantage of them. They know what they're talking about. They're good at what they do, and they're all pretty personable. So even if you just, you know, hey, check my drag, or how's that knot look, or is this jig the right size? You know, just small, simple things do go a long way. So take advantage of the crew. And the same thing goes for tomorrow when we're fishing. You know, if you feel like you're not fishing as well as you could be, pull one of us aside. You know, small, minute changes. Maybe you're fishing a 150-gram jig. Maybe we should be fishing an 80-gram jig. Or maybe you're fishing a 1-aught hook. Maybe we need a number 2. You know, like simple things like that. Like if you notice the guy next to you keeps hooking them and you haven't gotten a bite yet, pull one of us aside. Let's get it sorted out. Let's get you that bite. So, anyone have any questions? Yes, sir.
Snipers, like 130 gram, they said they were doing pretty good with those for a while? Or?
Yeah, well, the sun's up, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during the bait bite, essentially?
Yeah, during the daytime, yeah.
Okay. That's
Yep. Yeah, 130 gram during the day, like 80 to 130. That's perfect.
sinker rigs working at night.
You know what's funny? We had a stop yesterday where the fish was stick with, like we caught like 35 of them real quick, and then the fish was sticking with the boat, but we couldn't hook them anymore.
Sinker rig.
And the guy switched to sinker rigs, so we caught like 8 more on sinker rigs. Yeah, that was like the first time I had seen that this year. So I wouldn't start with the sinker rig. Like, probably shouldn't even said that. Stick to the jigs. But if you're feeling froggy or you got a bunch of fishing poles and you hear me, oh, God damn it, they're on a son of a bitch. Why aren't they biting? Might be something to try. But that's like back pocket type of thing. The jigs are number 1.
They get lazy.
Yeah, exactly. They get worn out.
They get worn out. They just like watching TV. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'll eat that fine.
Yeah, just dangle a sardine in front of their face. All right, anything else? Anyone?
Gotta keep it over here if you can. One down.
Oh, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Nice shot, son. Alright, walking up here. Walk down, coming up.
Thank you. Come down, come down, come down.
There you go.
What's that? He's gonna come up.
Hey, nice one. Thanks.
There we go.
Look at it. Yeah.
Hey, can I see that, Sach?
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Angle it.
I'm true.
Keep it on this side.
Bring it over here. I fish it right here. Right here.
25 knots in here. Yeah. Thanks for a fun fight though, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, it was a great fight. My 7-year-old ass. But my bro here just tied me up again. Can I grab you here?
Oh, got another one. All right.
Morning, Benji. Morning, son.
You got it?
Have you got one?
Nice.
Yeah. Why am I biting? You remember, sir? Oh, no.
I'll take it straight up.
Trying to fish it right about here. Right here. There's a good spot right here.
Come on, David.
Best spot on the bow. Right fish. And the gap.
Top left.
Over here?
Right about here.
Coming back over. All day. You want to turn his head.
Yeah.
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Qué línea trae ahí?
25.
¿Yo no? No.
He goes that way, you pull this way. That's the way you do it when they're at color.
¿Qué tan hondo pegó?
There you go, now he's swimming over here, try pulling back around this way. There you go, he's doing his circles. That's how we're going to gain line on him.
Vámonos, vámonos. No, no, nada más tenemos que llevar porque ya no saben las zonas. Las zonas están muy chiquitas. No, sí hay una. Son los serpios. Ajá. Y busco yo voy siempre con ¿será grande los gatos? Sí, una casa dos. Muy bueno. Normalmente van a una bahía para ya los cobran $80, saben a las 7 de la mañana por 6. Muy divertido. Otra cosa, tienes que traer tu propio cooler, no tienen cocina, nada. Pero tienen un lugar allá donde cocinan antes de salir en el barco. Esa otra cosa es muy divertido. Es decir, y durante la temporada, él va afuera. Antes iba mucho para afuera. Una casa de muchos veces. Pero ya...
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder. Let's bring it off. That's fucking not coming out. El centro de la muerte. Pero dale, enrédale poquito, si no, no va a salir. Ya no va, güey.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo, beautiful.
Nice.
Hey, thank you, bro.
Got the footage?
Yeah. Thank you, boss. Appreciate it.
Good job.
Él dijo que aquel le iba a agarrar y aquí le saqué. Aquí estamos, señores. Ahí está ya. No que no. Yeah. Flatline. Flatline. Hey. Thanks, bro.
No problem. Nice job.
Always. Siempre feo me ayudan, me cuidan demasiado. Una dedicada a mi madre también. All right.
What number are you?
Number 5.
Number 5. All right. Sweet.
Hey, girl.
Number 5.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice fish. Nice job.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Pescado, otro compañero de pesca, pues entre ustedes agarramos un wide open ahorita. No es fácil sacar una tuna, es de 25-30 libras. Excuse me. Bingo! Teresa Bonera. Ya casi la gafiaban. Aquí tienen. ¿That a fresh one? Alright. Back again. There you go. Hand over me. There you go. Come under. Otro pescado aquí. Come up. That's a gap. He's going down, he's trying to run away.
Nice job.
Are you on a fish, Jeff? Me too.
All right. Let's see what you guys got going on here.
Another gap?
Yeah, 20.